What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 17 of Live with the Cranky Canadian. Just one short week away from Christmas, and I've got the biggest guests of the year with us. Stay tuned. All right, everybody. Welcome to another Monday night. It's 7 p.m. Time for Live with the Cranky Canadian. Tonight, my very special guest, Very Gary Comics. If you do not recognize him, you've been living under a rock. Very Gary Comics. Say hello to the people.
What's up? That was a nice intro. I don't know about the biggest guest. I gotta say that. I don't know about that, but 17. I'm number 17, huh?
Well, you're an episode. So you're a very busy guy, man. It's not the first time I've asked you to be on. So it's hard to tie you down.
Yeah,
you got a lot of stuff going on, and
I've been busy. I will say that.
TiVo is correct. He still holds the record for the most views as a guest on the Cranky Canadian. So,
oh boy, what's the number? Can we beat it?
We'll see. I guess. We got 30 watching right now, and we hope to extend that to our normal close. Usually, we're close to 50. So, I'm gonna say hello to the chat. See who we got in here. We got Copy 801. What is up, Chinmo? BX Boxer 1231, excuse me, Sean Miller, Joey doing deals, Sith Lordley, what is up, buddy? Paul PC 1974, Wesley's Comic Collection, Johnny Dakota. We have, let me see, Kid Collector Comics. Let's go down here, scroll down. Noah Gavro, what's up, brother? Pressable Deffects, Maddie Forge, what is up? The brother is on. What's up, brother? We have, let's see. David the Cave is one of my 3 men in the basement brother and watching in the chat.
Did you ever think about putting the Cranky Canadian and putting Canadian with a K?
I have not. Why do you think that would go good?
I don't know.
Like Krusty the Clown? I don't know. I mean, it's one thing to mess with Cranky, but when you mess with the word Canadian,
yeah. All right.
Butcher 105, something Wong, keeping his curly hairs to himself as usual. Johnny Dakota, TiVo from Lords of the Long Box. We have Thunder Comics. What's up, brother? All right. Let's see if I missed anybody. If I missed, Thomas Caps is in here. If I missed you, I'm sure I'll catch it throughout. Keep them chat coming. Uncle Frank is in here. If you guys have any questions for me or Gary as we go, make sure you just type them in the chat. If I don't see it right away, type it again. Michael Benston is in here. IX Aero Maestro the 6. So 4 Aero Maestro 6. Is that how that works? It's the first time I've seen that. What's going on from Texas? Streetside Anthony, Azores Tigers up in here, if anybody was wondering.
You're all day just talking about
it. Comics. All right. We got
There's a lot of people.
We got to give the people, give them a little thumbs up for joining us here,
Yeah. Maddie Ford brought up a good point. You could always just spell Cranky the right way.
I could, but, I've already got it done that way. I know,
it's done. That's it.
Where the hell were you guys with these, these suggestions in episode 1? Not fucking 17, like I'm a year into this and you guys are giving me suggestions now.
How long you been doing this?
You would think 17 episodes.
Yeah, well, I got that part. How long? Like, what is that? Like 6 months?
17 weeks is.
Oh, it's one a week, right?
Yeah, I do one a week. I mean, it's been a little longer because it was when I had Corona. I was out for a couple of weeks, and one of the episodes was actually Everett talking about Mandalorian. But yeah, it's going good. I'm having a blast. I'm glad you're here. You're my last guest of the year. I'm going to take a break until after the new year. Come out in January with a whole new set of guests, and I don't know, maybe we'll come up with some new graphics and new openings, something to make things fresh for 2021, so we can forget all about 2020, right?
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
So for those people who don't know you, tell them a little about yourself. Where you from? You know, where you live? What do you do? You know,
well,
just a synopsis. I mean, you're from New York, right?
Yeah, I'm in New York. I'm about an hour north of the city. I collect comics. That's how all this started. That's how all of this started. Is actually, do you want the whole break? You want a full breakdown
of where you live, or
no?
Why don't we see if we get? Let's see if we get there. I got some questions that might include that.
Oh, good.
I'll take away my, because Gary's a great guy, and we're boys. We've been friends for a while now. We started off on Instagram, and then I met you at a bunch of cons, and we talk on a regular basis in our group chat and stuff. So I consider you a close friend.
Yeah, I would say Terrificon, right? Terrificon was the first one.
Yeah, first time I met you. Yeah, and you were so excited to see me that when who was one of your favorite artists, Fabot came over. I mean, Gary couldn't have flushed the toilet and get rid of me fast enough, man. He's like, I don't give a crap if I'm talking to you. This dude is, and then he turned around. He's like, oh, you're still here, Roger? So that was my first impression, actually my second impression. But, so a couple of weeks ago, Gary, hey, I'm trying to get you on all year. When do you think he can get on? So we figured out that tonight was the day he can make it. And wouldn't you know that, so I'm assuming Gary's watched some of my shows. But Gary, I do a show where I ask you questions that people don't normally get to ask you. Questions that people may be thinking, and because you're talking about relevant stuff in the comic community, don't normally get to ask you. And Gary says, "That's great. I'm going to do that." And then Gary proceeds to do 2 goddamn episodes in a row on Monday nights with a Q&A. Hey, that's a great idea. I'm going to steal that idea, and I'm going to ask people to give me questions. And then
who came up with it?
I'm going to post it not only a week before I'm on, but the same day that I'm on.
Well, here's the thing. I guess I can go into what's coming out. So my wife said to me, why don't you do a Q&A? No joke. It never crossed my mind that we had already discussed it, and I was doing this with you. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's a great idea. So I posted that on Instagram. And I got a ton of questions and good questions. And I didn't take all of them. It had to turn into 2 parts. And the only reason I put one out today was because I have a bunch of CGC unboxing videos and I didn't want to just do those for the next 2 weeks. I wanted to break it up.
My job harder. So
yeah,
here I go. I got a week to prepare for the show today. And I had to go through and change some goddamn questions because Gary answered them on his show. And, how that goes, we don't want people going, oh, I just heard all these goddamn questions and answers, So
maybe I'll elaborate here.
So I appreciate that, Gary. I really appreciate you throwing a wrench in. So one of the questions that I definitely thought was entertaining last week was, when was the last time you got your hair cut? And you said how long ago?
Realistic. Okay, so I got my hair cut probably like 2 months ago.
No, right, but I mean
really? Oh God, it's probably.
When was this guy? when was this guy?
That's a young Gary. That's a mid 20s Gary. Look at him.
When's the last time this cool guy here crouching down?
I don't even know where that is.
In the middle of a field. When was the last time this guy? You look like this guy. Look at him.
Look at that dude.
Yeah, I mean, where the hell is that? You got waterfalls in New York. You look like you're getting kicked.
That I can tell you where that is. That is Bash Bish Falls in upstate New York in Copake, I believe. I'm almost positive.
So when was the last time that you looked like that?
That's probably I would say maybe 9 to 10 years ago.
is the last time you cut your hair?
Yeah.
I mean, when you say it looked like that, like when's the last time you had short hair?
I would say 9 to 10 years ago.
Crazy.
Because once I start, do you want me to expand on this? I mean, we
Watch
can
it
get
tie your
crazy
hidden
here.
Gary. I love it.
You want to know why I grew my hair out?
Yeah, I do.
All right. This is exclusive here.
Here we go.
So
We get the big exclusives here with the Kranky Canadian.
Yep, breaking comic book content and personal information. So I started, first of all, the pictures you showed, that's kind of how I had my hair for like ever. I met my wife. That's how I looked. I didn't look like this. So like we're going back a ways. I started growing my hair out to apply for Survivor. And I wanted to stand out.
Wait, what? Really?
Really. And I legit applied. I did everything. And I got as far as a casting producer. If she liked me and she moved me forward to the executive casting producer, if the executive casting producer was on board, I was going out to California for interviews.
Really?
She didn't. Yeah. So I ended up keeping the hair though.
So you got it to that long before you actually interviewed for the show?
What do you mean, the hair?
Yeah, like
I grew the hair out specifically. So here was my premise of my video. My video to apply for Survivor, and it didn't work out this way, but my application was going to be basically me with short hair and over a year train physically, like work out and everything, and like you saw my hair grow over the year.
Okay.
That was my idea, but that didn't work out that way.
And you were ready for that. You would have been all about that life. You'd have been able to,
yeah.
really
Yep.
living in the bugs and wild animals and
no doubt about it. I would win if you saw me on Survivor. Put everything on me. I would win.
No freaking way, dude.
Yeah, I made it. Maybe someday I'll apply again, but yeah.
Did you bring comics to the island instead of a tent?
I would. You can't bring a tent to the island, JLS. I don't know what I would bring. Oh, I do know what I would bring. I know my one item. I knew dude. You're
allowed to bring what, one? I don't watch the show, so.
Oh, come on. I don't watch it anymore.
I tried to watch it a couple times. I get no interest in because they just turned into a bunch of crying babies.
Would you watch if I was on?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah, of course I would. I put all my money on you.
I'm telling you. Don't put all of it.
It's a Survivor, not much different than Poughkeepsie.
Yeah. But so that's how the hair started. And again, that was like 10 years, probably like 8 to 10 years ago.
See that? For all you people who didn't know.
Yep.
So you're a big Yankees fan, right?
Huge.
I mean, you know that if you watch your room, you got a lot of pretty cool collectibles.
Yeah, I was a Yankee fan before it was cool to be a Yankee fan.
Like, yeah. You ain't that old. You ain't that old.
Well, I mean, I'm not a Yankee fan from the 90s. I'm a Yankee fan from the 80s. Like Mattingly was my favorite. The teams were always terrible, but then they got good.
What about you? Any other sports? You're a Rangers fan, right?
Rangers fan.
How about football?
Giants fan.
There you go. Take it. You like basketball at all?
I miss basketball. How's that? I miss old basketball. I'm a Knicks fan, so I miss the Ewings, the Oakleys, the Starks, Mason, like that kind of basketball. It's different. I can't stand it now. I think it's unwatchable.
They're all prima donnas. They don't never happen anymore.
All of them.
They could never be roughed up like that anymore.
No, old school basketball. I say old school. I mean, not real old school, but 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
That I watched a lot of that, but not anymore. I just can't.
All right, so let's get a little bit of comics. So let's talk about the first time you bought a collection and you made the decision of, I'm going to buy a collection. I'm going to be the comic guy I'm going to tell people that I buy collections and I'm going to be the person that people think of.
My first collection.
Yeah.
All right. My first collection was purchased actually down in Jersey. I wasn't. I was not as knowledgeable as I am now, but you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, right. I mean,
I looked, I don't even remember how I got in touch with the guy or how I got his information. It might have been like Craigslist. So we're going back a little bit. He listed all the books he had, and some of them stuck out to me, like a New Mutants 87, Secret Wars 8.
You went there alone?
I went there alone. And I go there, and it's a younger guy. He was probably like my age. His girlfriend wanted the books out of his house, out of the apartment. The books wrapped around. It was probably, I think it was like 12 to 15 long boxes. I don't remember what I paid, but I do remember looking through those books, looking through those boxes. He had some first Doomsdays. It was like, all right. A lot of those McFarlane Spider-Man ones, the golds, the silvers, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But the New Mutants 87 was a second print, and I caught it. I knew that. And the Secret Wars 8 that he told me was actually Secret Wars 2, number 8. So I'm like, all right. I ended up buying it. I don't remember what I paid, but when I got it home and I started doing a little bit more in depth and learning and reading and doing all this, I found that those Man of Steel 18s, which are the first Doomsday.
Doomsday, yeah.
He had 5 of them. 2 of them were 4th print and 2 of them were 5th print. So by that point, I was already on Instagram. I was already, again, learning about CGC. And people ask me like how to get started. And the best advice I could give anyone is educate yourself through Instagram and YouTube now and ways like that. So I was learning about CGC, and like one of my earliest CGC submissions in order to flip was Marvel's Man of Steel 18, 4th and 5th print, as well as those Spider-Man number 1s. It was before pressing was really like a big thing. And they came back, and like two of them were like 9.4s and like one was a 9.6 or whatever. So I ended up cracking, pressing, sending them out, getting them back, and they came back all 9.8s.
Oh, nice.
So that was my whole first experience with all of it.
And you were pressing right from then, or you just gave it to somebody else?
No, I went through CCS.
What do you do with the books that you don't select to sell? Is there anything you don't sell? I mean, you put stuff out there for, do you start a bonfire with them?
No, I do this for my personal collection. So are you talking about the books?
No, I think he's talking about the junk.
Okay, so what I do,
you go through and you get 5 long boxes, you end up with 2 long boxes of stuff that are 25-cent books. What do you do with that stuff?
So what I do, and I'm gonna try, I'm kind of at a point where I'm gonna change a little bit, but I pull out all the $5 plus books that aren't keys, like fillers, but minor keys. Put them aside. I go through and I take out all the major titled fillers, Avengers, X-Men, Amazing Spider-Man, Batman, Detective. I pull them aside. Those used to get bagged, boarded, and organized and put alphanumerical. And then the actual Drek, the 50-cent books, those just get bulked out. I have a guy upstate who buys them, and I just bulk those out. And trust me, I've sent really good books his way within the bulk before they were relevant titles. Like,
really?
Yeah. I've sent like Eternal runs that used to be dollar books that aren't now anymore. Like, whoops.
Yeah, I'm sure you're not the only one who's done that.
Oh, the amount of mistakes I've made. That's how you learn, though, right? You learn from your mistakes. So
yeah. Well, part of that is, how could you possibly know that was a mistake?
Oh, at the time,
you think about some of the stuff that's blowing up. At the time, it wasn't a mistake. Right. Like you can't see the future. You can't expect to know what every book that's going to blow up in a year or 5-6 years from then.
Yeah.
So you bought that collection. What did it take from you to go from there to doing a con? Like that's like your cons was your next step, right? Going to I was so scared, man. What I was doing was I bagged, board, organized all of the major titles, right? And I was selling them at $1 a piece, bagged, boarded, organized. And I probably had almost 20 long boxes. And I'm like, oh my God, I could do a convention. I had like one little wall of books. And I did a small local show, Hudson Valley Comic-Con. And my buddy Ryan Brown? Yeah.
He was there as an artist, and he said, don't worry, you'll be fine. I was scared, dude. I thought, and I remember doing this show, and I think I sold like $2,000 worth of stuff. And I was like, oh my God, I'm rich. This is ridiculous. And it just kind of snowballed from there. But it really started with accumulating stuff for my personal collection. And eventually you have to do stuff with the bulk. And that's what ends up happening.
All right, so we got a couple super chats. Up, Roger and Gary from Aegis, Alaska. Lou and Amy, thank you so much. CLG, out of retirement in 2021. How many copies of FF Annual Sick do you have?
22.
22. Keep it comics, baby. Thank you guys so much for that. And we're going to play my favorite super chat of 2021 done by the man Dave, the executive producer.
Aren't you having any breakfast?
I'm not in the mood.
What are you looking at?
Oh, the silent majesty of a winter's morn, the clean, cool chill of the holiday air, and an asshole in his bathrobe emptying a chemical toilet into my sewer.
Shitter was full!
Ah, yeah. You checked shitters, honey?
Yes. Have you checked our shitters, honey? I could watch that 100 times and it would never get old.
I love it. I love the movie. I love it.
So what is your favorite con to do?
To sell at or to attend? Because they're different.
Okay, so both.
Okay, so my favorite convention to sell at is probably Terrificon. I love the atmosphere. So if you guys go to a lot of conventions, specifically Terrificon is in a hotel casino. So when you walk out of the venue per se, right, the hall, you're in a casino. There's restaurants everywhere. There's bars everywhere. There's shopping all over. Like if you buy a 3-day pass for Terrificon and you stay in the casino, you park your car on Thursday night and you don't leave till Sunday. You don't have to leave the building.
So much to do.
There's so much to do. It's just a load of fun. It's a very good convention. CGC is there, which I always think makes or breaks a convention. The artists, the writers, Mitch gets a very good selection of artists and writers, as well as actors, not a lot. I don't think you want to overdo it with the actors. 4 to 6 on, like that size convention. And
his artist alley is humongous, though.
His artist alley is almost back half of the venue.
Your options, if you want to have remarks and commissions done from just the most talented people who are there because they love it, it's phenomenal.
Terrificon is at Mohegan Sun in Connecticut. Somebody asked. It's just a great show, and I think I really, really enjoy that show too because it's fairly local, so a lot of familiar faces.
Yeah,
and that's like, what do you think, Roger? What's that, like 2 hours from me, maybe?
Yeah.
So 2 hours kind of northeast, which means
it's about 45 minutes to 50 minutes from Everett and I.
Okay, so that's about right. So it's about 2 hours northeast of me, which means a lot of those Massachusetts people that I don't get to see a lot, friendly faces and people from Instagram and YouTube, they come down to the show. So it's a nice mix of North and South and a great show, a great venue, everything works. My favorite show to attend is Baltimore Comic-Con. Baltimore Comic-Con is like, CGC is there. They're doing on-site grading. They have bigger names than Terrificon. Like Terrificon gets big names, but Baltimore has even bigger names for signings, remarks. The food there is good. You just kind of have to, I know you talk about food at a show, who cares? But when you're there for a long weekend, you want to make sure you're eating well. And there's a lot of restaurants around the venue. You have to walk outside, no big deal. But again, it's one of those conventions where you park your car if you're there for 3 days, and you really don't have to get back in your car till you go home. So those are my two favorite shows. I'd love to attend like a MegaCon.
Have you never thought about setting up at Baltimore?
No, I don't want to set up at Baltimore because I enjoy it too much. I won't be able to enjoy the show if I set up. I'll be working.
Yeah.
So I like sending books off with CGC. I like getting my stuff signed. I like shopping at Baltimore because it's Baltimore and Terrificon are very heavy comic book conventions. You don't get a lot of fluff.
Yeah.
Roger, what do you think about Terrificon? Right, it's
you know,
strong comic book.
yeah, when you go to the bigger ones, Rhode Island, New York, and stuff, it's a lot about the cosplay. It's a lot about the hoopla and the fact of being there. When you go to Terrificon, the vendors there want to sell books. They don't want to have to bring it home, so they're willing to make deals with you.
Yeah,
And the way it's separated, you can spend an entire time just buying books and not being caught up in the stars and the artists and stuff. And the same goes for if you want to wait in line for commissions and stuff. You're not worried about being stuck behind people trying to look at books and buying books. I think it's separated very well. And so to go there and say, hey, you want to make a deal with the vendor, they're all willing to make deals. You go to Rhode Island, forget about it. Like, those guys have no problem packing their shit up and bringing it back home.
and the booth prices at Terrificon are still extremely fair. Like, and that's probably why some of these vendors are able to make deals and stuff, because everything's affordable.
Are there any rare books you surprisingly find a lot when buying collections? From Michael Benston.
Rare? I mean, I find the
Or
most
how about something that just surprises you that you find it so much?
Geez, I don't know. I mean, I find ASM 300s and 361s a lot, but that doesn't surprise me because there's a lot of them out there. But those are always fun to find. I don't know with geez, let me see. There's no like rare book that I keep finding. I find a lot of Secret War 8s, but those books, they're everywhere.
I mean, you like East Coast as well, but you set up there, right? You don't.
East Coast I enjoy, but that's because it's like real close to home and you get everyone out of the city. That's another strong comic book show because you get everybody. So at New York Comic Con, right? There's so much extra there. Not everybody there is for comic books. Like, not even close. I would say less than 50% of the people in that hall are there for comic books. Probably even less than that, like extremely less. Shows like Terrificon, shows like East Coast Comic Con, which is New Jersey, Baltimore, the majority of the people there are there for comic books. East Coast is a very heavy comic book show. And what's really cool about it is you get everyone out of New York City to hop over the bridge and come to East Coast. And that's a really good show.
Yeah, and I definitely I mean, I haven't been in many cons as some of the other people, but I have been to Rhode Island twice. And like I said, the worst thing I saw out there, the first time I went there was on a whim. I ever had an extra ticket, right? We told that story many times. The next time I went, I was actually into it, and I was collecting, I was going there, I had stuff to trade. Like, I couldn't even, I would show a guy a book and say, what are you looking to get? I'm looking to get 200. No, I can't do that. There was no, well, will you take 150 or do you want to trade? They were fine just turning me away and not making a sale. Where you go to Terrificon, the guy's gonna he's gonna make sure that if you walk away, it's because you really couldn't make a deal. They want to sell books, and from what I understand, East Coast is the same way.
Yeah.
And then I haven't been to Baltimore, but Everett says that's the same way too. Plus, you have on-site grading there.
Yeah, that for Baltimore is like the icing on the cake. It's already a good show, and now add on-site grading. I mean, there's a ton of shows I do want to go to. I would love to go to WonderCon. I think TiVo brought that up. I would love to go to Emerald City. It's kind of on my bucket list. I do want to do WonderCon. I believe there's a really good one in the Carolinas.
Yes.
I'd love to do C2E2, but
I think if I had the choice to travel the one every year, the first one I would do would be C2E2.
Or Chicago.
Yeah, I think I would go to Chicago for that one. I've heard nothing but great things about it. It's kind of like the grandeur of New York with the feel of Terrificon was what someone told me. It was Benny Beans that may have told us that. I don't know. So, well, who knows what the hell we're going to get next year? By the time they allow us to do anything.
I don't feel confident in the first half of the year. How's that?
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I mean, they're already talking about our area, it being May before you can go to a restaurant without a mask on,
Yeah.
So,
they canceled East Coast and it was May. They canceled. That's already done.
Yeah, so Super Day Heroes Con is the one that's in Charlotte. That is
that's the one. I think that one's pretty good. I've heard good things.
Yeah, our boys from JNS Collectibles go to that one, and they said it's pretty good. So, all right. So You and I, we already said that we hooked up through Instagram. You know, you were selling books. I may even have bought something from you, and then we saw each other that first year you went to Terrificon, and then the following year I joked around about you ditching me for Fabok. But
I do it again too.
I know you would. So next time if I see him coming, I'll walk away, make it look like I ditched you.
There you go.
So, but how did you get started on YouTube? Like, what's the origin of you deciding, you know what, I'm doing this on Instagram, but and I know some of it had to do with, you know, success that Gemmint was having, and probably some of us saying, "Hey, you should do a channel." But like, what got you there?
It just looked like fun. It looked like fun. Like I was watching TiVo's live shows, looked fun, right? Jem's live shows looked fun. And I just it's like it's a comic book hangout. I don't have any comic book people across the street that I could talk to. Like you and Everett are super close. Like I'm close to Jay, you know, we talk on the phone all the time, but I don't have that guy that I can just right next door. So I thought the idea of like turning the computer on, going live and having like a conversation with people, like a hangout, I thought that was just a great, fun thing. And I also looked around and didn't see anybody really doing what I wanted to do with the buying the collections, going through them, talking about the keys, grading them, like telling the story, right? I think I said this the other day on Reggie's channel, like every collection, it's like a story. We buy the collection, we go through it, we talk about some of the keys, we send some keys out to CGC, they come back and you kind of see the whole process. 9 times out of 10, we talk about the price. If the seller doesn't want me to, I won't. It's always up to them because I don't care. I'll talk about the price. So it's cool to see, you know, the profit that can be made. And and sometimes you don't make a lot, but the whole thing is great.
And I think that was just after one of the last Terrificons, wasn't it? Because I think the last time we saw you sold your entire collection.
Yeah, at New York
weekend.
Yeah, New York Comic Con 2019. Last New York Comic Con a year ago. I sold everything I went with.
I thought it was Terrificon that you sold everything you went with.
No, New York. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Well,
I swear we saw you and you were like, I don't have to pack anything up. I just sold everything. So you started the YouTube channel, right? It had to have been right after that because that's when you really started ramping up buying collections.
So I had started YouTube that year and it was like no major success, but I wasn't consistent with it. And it was just always on the back burner. And it's like, if I get time, I'll do a video. There was no real effort. And at New York Comic Con, my buddy Alan was with me working all weekend. And a lot of people came up and asked about YouTube and like, why aren't you putting more content out? I liked it. And he said to me at the end of the weekend, he's like, I think you need to get back on there and keep doing what you're doing. So I made a New Year's resolution. I said, all right, I'll put the effort into YouTube. And it's been good. It's been fun.
Yeah. Well,
that's the most important thing, man.
I mean, a lot of great content and you're able to, while you're going through these things, kind of share that with everybody. And I think everybody appreciates not only because it's neat watching you go through that process, but you're really genuine when you do it. There's no, I don't know. You're not like, hey, look at me. You're just like, I got this. This is what I'm trying to do. What do you guys think of that? This is what I sent it in. I think it's this. This is what it came back at. It's really neat to watch that whole process.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. And what I wanted to do too is put something out there that I would be interested in myself. So like if people didn't dig it, hey, they don't like it. But a lot of people like similar stuff like I do. So it worked out well.
Yeah, for sure. So now you're doing auctions once a month right now.
Once a month.
And I'm assuming that helps offset what you're losing by not doing cons.
Yeah. You know what it is with the cons too? It's well, here, you know this. I used to do these things on Instagram.
Yeah.
The auctions and the live sales and everything. And YouTube kind of way surpassed Instagram with people watching and
the quality's better. The streaming
quality is better. The interaction is better and easier. Yeah, it's kind of taken a life of its own. I gotta say, like the auctions have been so fun, and a big thank you has to go out to Jay because
Yeah.
it's a huge part of it.
Do you think that you'll continue to do auctions when cons come back?
Yeah, why not? They may not be as successful, but
Or as
they're
often, right?
fun.
So, speaking of Jay, so he's a regular on there, and for good reason. I mean, did you have him on your first auction? Has he been there since the beginning? I'm pretty sure I saw.
So my very first auction was a debacle.
Yeah, you had the other guy on there, and you
I had my
guys.
buddy Ryan with me.
Yeah, there was.
And then I had Anthony from my LCS.
Yeah,
he owns my local my LCS that I go
He's
to.
the one
all
that
the
sent me the wrong books, right?
He may have.
He sent me a book that was supposed to go to somebody else. I had to send it back to you.
He may have, and everything it was just overwhelming. I didn't do a good job. Anthony was bringing a massive, like if you could see my room, he just kept going out to his car and bringing in short boxes, and I'm like, what do you think we're selling here tonight, dude?
Yeah,
like,
how long do you think we're going to be on for?
and Ryan. The next go around, I had Jay on, and it was just me and him. And all I was really doing at that point was taking requests. Yeah. I think I had a handful of books I wanted to sell, and everything was going fairly smoothly with just me and Jay. And we were rocking out. And then I started doing requests, and that worked out well, and we had a good time. And then I think you were on the next one, and then that was it.
I've been on since the first one, but I think starting with that one, you gave me a wrench that night, and then Dave and I have been pretty much on the entire night every time since, because it's fun. So when you asked Jay to be on, did you have any idea he was going to be such a great moderator / hype man? I mean, I didn't. He really does make it entertaining.
All right, so at one point, all right, so yeah, at that point, Jay was watching a lot of auctions and involved in a lot of auctions, so I knew he knew what was going on, like the YouTube auction. Like I knew he knew the vibe. I didn't think he'd be as successful with me as it was, or how big of an impact he had on it. So like, yes and no, I guess, to your question. I mean, it's a lot of fun.
It is. So and many memes and funny things like Larry, the Roger Ray originated from there. The actually we can't, all this like funny, just random stuff happens at all these auctions. What's your favorite spontaneous, funny moment in one of your auctions?
There's probably like 2 or 3. Definitely the Larry debacle. I mean, I don't know how else to put it other than it's a debacle. And and what about when you were on with Jay with the actually we can't?
Actually, that was hysterical.
Every time it seems like something happened. I mean, this guy shaved the center of his mustache off dry during one auction.
Oh my god.
I mean, I've dropped stuff first out of the gate. My first go around, everything hit the floor. Raw books went everywhere. It's just every time something happens, every time.
Yeah, every time it seems like something happens that is that moment that defines that auction.
Yeah. and now TiVo was talking about records before. Like right now, Erod holds the both records for the most viewed auction and the most viewers at one time.
That's not fair. I was on. You had half as many subscribers.
I know. I'm not. Let's see what happens in 2021. Yeah.
I have a blast on those auctions, whether I'm live, selling, not selling, because we had that one where I split with Everett, so I just stayed on and I wasn't selling until he wasn't prepared to sell as fast as it was coming. I try to tell him that it comes fast. If you're not ready to rock and roll 20 seconds after you sold, then they're going to be waiting for you. So, or if I'm just the wrench in the chat, man, I have such a freaking blast in those auctions. The next day I'm like, I'm sleeping till 1, honey. I'm not on, but I'm going to be in the chat. It's just,
well, that's the thing. It's like, it's almost like we're all hanging out. And by the way, we're selling some books.
Some good books. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fun. It's taken a life of its own. I mean, there's some really good auctions out there. A lot of good YouTube channels have auctions and they all do their own thing. And we do ours as well. It's just a great night. It's always a lot of fun.
Said I'm always in for the long haul because I always have a blast with it. So So your channel is, so you're a family guy. You can definitely tell that you've incorporated your family, and I'm the same way. My family comes first, whatever. If my kids weren't older and they'd get on screen, they would. I mean, I had Bubba on here one time when I did an unboxing, and he was trying to just. It's like, come on, seriously, dude. Your mouth never shuts up when you're in a crowd of people, but you get near YouTube. But so you had your wife on there, which kind of, to me, started the whole trying to guess the Marvel characters, the DC characters. And then you had that time when your daughter came on, and helped you with some unboxings, and she knew all the characters from He-Man, which was really cool. So were they reluctant to come on there, or when you asked them, and they were like, "Yeah, I'm in"?
Yeah, no, my wife was all on board. She's like crazy supportive. Like she's all in, on board, and she's also like my biggest critic, which is good because I trust her opinion. So like when she tells me like something's no good, all right, I won't do that. And I go to her with a lot of questions because I think I've told people this before. Like she was way into YouTube before it went absolutely crazy. Like she was watching those makeup people and all that beauty stuff years and years and years and years ago. So she watched the progress, and she's watched all types of videos, and so there's a lot of experience from a viewer's standpoint in her. So I really respect her opinion on stuff. And my daughter, she's 4, so she was like all about it. Let's open some toys.
She really knows what's going on.
And she watches YouTube. She won't watch my channel, but she watches YouTube, and so she kind of understands. It's fun. But I got to get another one with my wife. Actually, I have everything ready. We were going to record the other night, and you know how it gets exhausted.
You had to make sure you did a Q&A before you came onto my show doing a Q&A.
I can do the solo ones. Those are easy.
I do. Like I said, I really do appreciate that. So
yeah, you must. You brought it up like 5 times already.
All right. What's the first thing you ever collected as a kid?
It's probably baseball cards. Probably baseball cards.
Definitely get that a lot.
Yeah. Baseball, but I was like, I collected everything, dude. I had baseball cards, I had bouncy balls, super balls. I had a sticker album. Like, dude, I collected all types of things. But baseball cards were the big one. I didn't really technically collect comics. I read comics when I was younger.
So when did you start collecting them? When you bought that first?
No. This is kind of long-winded too. Do you want this story?
Yeah.
All right. So I was trying to do the YouTube thing years and years ago. Oh, I think I answered this in like one of my videos, but I was trying to do the YouTube thing years and years ago for like trying to do Loot Crate and everything. And, those they're not, I don't know if you would call them mystery boxes, but those random boxes, whatever those things are called. And I had like an arcade 1-up. I had a Loot Crate. I had a Comic-Con box, and I was already reading books at this point. But there's like a few other ones. 1-up game, arcade 1-up. I don't know, whatever they were. And I opened up a Comic-Con box, and there were a bunch of loose books in there. There were Walking Dead books in there, and I was already reading Batman New 52, the New 52 run. Like I had just jumped back into comic books hard, and it just started like. That's what did it. Like it got me into collecting, and my goal was to collect the New 52 run so I could read it instead of reading it in trade. I could read it issue by issue because I hopped in around issue 30 something.
Okay.
And then it just snowballed. It went crazy.
So, what's your favorite comic in your collection? In your personal collection?
It's probably Journey into Mystery 83 or like Batman 16. Those are my 2 favorite, and my Showcase 22. Those are my 3 favorite.
And like that movie, The Jerk. I don't need you. Just need my ashtray and my Batman 16. So with buying collections, so you get all this inventory. I know you had shown a video of like your garage with all the stuff, and I'm sure some of the stuff you get is just pure junk, So you have a section that you have is just pure junk. You have a section that are, like you said, you take out $5 books and stuff. But then you have your personal collection.
Yeah.
How do you categorize your books? Like, do your personal collection stay somewhere completely away from the stuff you sell? and the collections that you buy, or to make sure that you don't accidentally sell something that you really didn't want to? Like, where like,
yeah, when I look, so don't get this mistaken, don't get this wrong, don't let any, like, when I go to look at a collection, I'm looking for myself first. First and foremost, I'm looking for books for me. I'm looking to upgrade books I already have. I'm looking for stuff that I don't have. So that is always on my mind first. So when I buy a collection that has books in there for me, those are the first books pulled out. Those are put aside. Those are prioritized before anything. So yeah, I have my books in my cabinet, and I'm gonna get a room tour video hopefully within the next month. I'm just waiting for a Joker statue to come, but I have my slabs, all my Batman keys, my Green Lantern stuff, my Thor stuff, all in cabinets, and then behind me, behind the tree, in that
which
closet,
is the first appearance of the Christmas tree.
First appearance of the
very Gary Christmas tree
here
on the Kranky Canadian.
Yeah,
so
it's
you
pop up.
You guys think I'm just a token show here? Like, this is big stuff right here.
This is
the
huge.
Very Gary Christmas tree, first appearance, not a cameo.
No,
it's there. It's a full page, and you're talking in front of it.
There's multiple first appearances all over here. Yeah, but that's where some of my my Journey into Mystery run is separated, and then so Batman, my New 52 run, I wanted to put in 9.8, so like those are separated, and I haven't added to that in a while now. So yeah, everything is separated easily.
Not for sale, all strands.
Not for sale. Oh.
So all right, so you keep them completely separated. I mean, there's got to be stuff. Is there ever a time where you're like, shit, did I already put this away in my collection, or am I selling this? Like, you got to go through and double check to make sure you're not.
Yeah, I'm like super OCD with this stuff. So like, I know exactly where my personal books are, where like you're bringing up a point, I can go look and see where it is.
Okay, there you go. There you go. That works. So, with all of us on our YouTube channels and Instagram channels, the way that you, like the way you blew up is because you stayed relevant. You were doing things that people want to know. People, you're buying new books, you're buying new collections, and we all talk about stuff that's relevant. New TV shows that are coming out, the news from Disney and all that stuff. So sometimes there's things that we don't get to share that we don't normally get to share because they're not relevant. So what would one thing that you have that you would like to share that you don't get to share because it's not really relevant in today's collecting, and your channel, don't have time to show it on your channel?
All right. You ready for this?
I am.
This is not relevant now. I no longer do this now, but I have proof here of my level of expertise.
Oh boy.
So, games, card games, Magic, Pokemon, card games, right? Well, I used to dabble in Yu-Gi-Oh, and I was pretty good. And we're going back way before I even thought. This is before I met my wife. I'm going way back. There was actually 2 phases. Me in the beginning, and then I took a hiatus, and then I started playing again. But this is going way, way back.
This is like a game. I don't know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh.
It was a card game.
Okay.
Yeah, do I own any cards still? I do. I definitely do. Like personal favorites. So let me move this, which I guess we can talk about that real quick by the end. But what I have here is proof that not only did I play Yu-Gi-Oh, but I was really good. You ready for this?
Yeah, let me see.
This is a Millennium Puzzle trophy.
Okay.
So this basically went to one person per store, Upper Deck Direct store that ran tournaments. And my name is on the bottom. It says Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist King Champion on the bottom. And I have kept this for years.
So you won that by playing this game at a store that had a tournament.
This is over an entire season. This is best of the season.
You even had a whole season. It was not just a one-day thing.
Not just one tournament. This is a year of tournaments.
One against one. It's not a team or anything.
Correct. One-on-one. So this is proof that I am a duelist champion. That's what nobody knows about me. This is what I don't put This is what I don't put on Instagram. But I also don't play anymore. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah,
No.
but it's still part of your.
It's you. I
what
love it.
makes you who you. I mean, that's something. Who the hell would have guessed that?
Nobody.
Nobody.
It's great.
Nobody.
You guys will see it. You'll see it in the room tour. I'll focus in on it. So that's what I got.
That's awesome. Well, I'm glad you were able to share that tonight.
Yeah. Some people in the chat understand, some don't. But Johnny Dakota gets it. King of nerds. Because Yu-Gi-Oh himself is the king of games.
There's a TV show too.
Yeah, cartoon. I don't know if it's still on anymore. I have no idea. Again, this is a while ago. This is a while ago.
Yeah, but it's cool. You got the. I mean, have you ever shared that on any of your social media? I mean, that's the reason I asked that question, right? I mean,
yeah, it's pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie.
So you do your room tours. You know, people know you're a Yankee fan. Love the black and white statues that you have. Those are they're just very classy statues.
Hold on, can you hold that thought right there? Because now I'm gonna connect right here Yu-Gi-Oh to the Batman black and white statues. You ready?
All right. Yeah.
Okay. I was winning at such a high rate, and I had so much store credit because when you won these tournaments or you placed or topped in these tournaments, you were given packs or store credit. I had so much store credit. My first Batman black and white statue was paid for by Yu-Gi-Oh winnings.
Get out of here.
How's that? Yeah.
Seriously?
100% true.
Show us it. Let me see it.
I don't know where the black and I know the black and white statue was, which was my first one. I know which one it was. I don't think it was a Neil Adams. I don't remember who the artist is, but I do know which one it is. I don't know where it is. But I'm sorry. So go ahead. The black and white statues.
Yeah, so you know, Yankees fan, you know, we know you like the Green Lantern, I think, right? So what is something that we don't know about Gary by looking at his social media? Okay. Everybody has a thing or two that they may not share about themselves, that or something in their life that you know, that's not, you don't really talk about on social media because it has nothing to do with comics or baseball or statues.
Oh no, I thought I just kind of brought it up. Can we go back to Yu-Gi-Oh?
You can.
I do. I mean, this is tough. I mean, I do love Pearl Jam. I have a Pearl Jam poster for every show I've been to. I have a lot of autographed sports memorabilia that's not displayed. I'm actually here. I'm in turmoil because I don't bring this up, but like I like to redesign my room every now and again. And I'm on the fence about removing some of the sports stuff to replace with comic book stuff. I'm in total turmoil.
Really?
I'm not posting about that.
More shelves and more display cases?
Well, I have 2 display cases with Danbury Mint, Yankee statues, autographed balls, cards, whatnot. And I'm deciding if I should empty those 2 out and have one for Turtles, one for He-Man, and have the one behind me, a 7th Batman. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But other than that, I'm not sure. I used to be a big gamer.
Those things are cool, man. It'd be tough for you to put those away and not.
I know. I don't want to. I might as well just move and get a bigger house. But I am a big gamer. I used to be a big gamer before comics went out of control. Does that count as something?
Yeah.
I don't post about that much. Actually, I don't know if I post about that at all.
When you say gamer, you mean
like video games.
Video games, right?
Yeah, not Yu-Gi-Oh. That was before.
So you definitely don't post about that because I never knew that about you.
Oh yeah, like I used to play. We used to have man time. Me and all my friends, where we'd all make sure we're online at the same time, playing a different game each week. We used to play like the first real, and I don't know if you used to play much, like back on Xbox 360. My very first crazy online gaming experience that we played almost nightly, me and I think 5 or 6 of my boys, which was for the other night, Friday night, I was with all of them doing our Secret Santa, was Rainbow Six Vegas. I don't know if you ever played that game or if you even play video games. No.
If you would catch back on our interview with Nerdy Girl, I made a joke. I was like, the last time I played a video game was the greatest video game ever invented.
If you say like
NHL 94.
Oh, dude, NHL 94 is amazing. The one-timers, that's how you had to score.
And the fights, and the Canadians had just won the cup, and that's it. After that, when that game became obsolete, I was done.
Joey just got NHL 97 was outstanding too. 94 and 97. 94, I'd always play as either the Rangers, the Bruins, not the Canadians, the Sabres. I used to use them. But 97, I think it was 97 or 98. I used to use the Avalanche. And that team was nasty, dude. They had like Adam Foote, Joe Sakic, Peter Forsberg. They had Wah in goal. Those were some good teams.
You born and raised in New York?
Yeah, I've been here forever.
Ever?
Blades of Steel was good too. Blades of Steel.
It was NHL 94. That was about it. And I that was the last one I excited about. And when they started changing the controllers and adding buttons, I got so frustrated. And dude, Jeremy Roenick too. Dude, you used to play with Chicago. You'd have Roenick, you'd have Chelios, and Grant Belfour in goal. Playing as the Whalers, Michael Bengtson. That's right. The Whalers were still on there when Hartford was cool. The Blues were good too in that game. They had Patrick Hall, not Patrick. Brett Hall. Oh yeah. Al McGinnis. Who was in goal? Was it Cujo? Was it Fuhr? Was it? I think it was Grant Fuhr. Grant Fuhr or Cujo? Curtis Joseph. It might have been Curtis Joseph that year. Yeah, I'm not definitely on a game. I tried a couple times when my son got to the age where he had some good games, and I tried to play some like basketball or Madden. I'm like, how do you throw the ball? The third button on the backside. I'm like, you know what? Too many buttons. I'm good. Yeah, it's a bit much now. But right now I'm trying. I want to get back into it, but it's so tough. I mean, my daughter's 4. I got the comic books going crazy, but I'd love to get back into playing with my friends. But they're always playing COD, and I just can't play COD. I just can't do it. Call of Duty. Thanks. I had to think about that one. So, yeah. Bernie, you know what? Winning the division was huge for Hartford, and there's still a Hartford Whalers booster club that I don't know. They do stuff. I don't know. The Rangers minor league team used to play there. They still do. Are they still in Hartford? Oh, they're not the Whales, right? Are they? No, the Wolfpack. Oh yeah, Wolfpack. They're still the Wolfpack. Right. They were started at the Wolfpack when they won the Calder Cup, and then there was this big push that people thought we were going to get a professional team back, so they called them the Hartford Whale, and then I remember that they doubled the price of tickets and food and beer and everything. And people stopped coming, so they went back to the Wolfpack. All right. Someone asked if Gary's my real name. It is. What? It's not short for anything. What? No. You're right. Whalers do still have one of the best logos of all time. That's why you see it everywhere. Once the copyright went up for it, and anybody was allowed to sell it, man, stuff was everywhere. Aren't the Sound Tigers like the Islanders? Sound Tigers were. I don't know if they still have a team. But yeah, they were in Bridgeport. They play in Bridgeport. They were the Islanders, correct? Yeah. All right, so Hollywood comes to Gary tomorrow and says, we're making a superhero movie and you're the star, but you get to pick the superhero. Who is it? Oh man. I don't know. It's gotta be a mutant. And it's gotta be somebody with like, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. Medusa. Hopefully you do it better than they did when she was in Inhumans, or what was the show that came out that was terrible? Oh, yeah, the Inhumans. Yeah, the Inhumans. Cut her hair. I don't know. I have no idea. Really? If you had one chance to play a superhero, you're just like, there's not one of you saying, that's who I'd be. Well, I mean, it's hard when there's some already really good casting done out there. I don't know. I feel like I'd want to be a villain, though. You don't think you'd be better than the vampire, or I'm not into vampires and werewolves and all that. I don't know. I guess I could be a nihilist. Just CGI it up, man. There you go. I've been talking about him not for how long now, right? Yeah, that book will really blow up if you're playing him. Right? All right, so a childhood cartoon or comic series that you would love to see made into a live action TV show or movie that they have not done yet.
that they have not done live.
Or it could have been something they did way too early before they could see, CGI.
Oh,
was good.
easy. He-Man.
Yeah,
No doubt about it.
You were gonna say that.
Yeah. Because that was trash.
Yeah.
But yeah, He-Man.
Mine's definitely Thundercats.
I would say Ninja Turtles, but I can't because I thought the first two movies were amazing.
Yeah, they
were great.
That wouldn't count in there. Yeah. I'm waiting for Thundercats to come out. That's
Thundercats does not get enough love.
no, and that would be an awesome live action.
Yeah, that would cost a couple bucks, man.
Yeah, well, it'd be worth it.
If they did it well.
Yeah. I mean, how can you not these days,
I don't know.
Sony's not doing it. All right, so we're going to do rapid fire with the Cranky Canadian.
Yeah, you've got that K everywhere. You definitely can't change it now.
With this guy.
Look at him.
This guy here is going to answer 15 questions.
15 questions. Look at that guy. Look at him.
Look at him.
That's an attractive young man right there.
Yes, I jumped.
Little does he know. Little does he know.
Is he related to this guy?
Whoa.
All right. So the concept behind this, whether you know it or not, I'm going to ask you these questions. The idea is to answer the first thing that comes off the top of your head.
Yep.
Because you have no idea what the question is going to be. So the first thing that you think of.
Okay.
Okay. It's usually worth 10 questions. I expanded it to 15.
Why?
Just for you. All right. Ready?
I think so.
Superman or Batman?
Batman.
Have you ever been mistaken for somebody famous?
No.
If you were a cartoon character, who would you be and why?
Batman.
He's not a cartoon character.
Animated series? Are you talking like Roadrunner and stuff like that?
All right, well, that works. That's right. The animated series. I'll take that. Dunkin' or Starbucks?
Duncan.
Favorite superhero?
Batman.
Wendy's or McDonald's?
Wendy's by a freaking not even in the same stratosphere. Although I gotta say, I think Wendy's changed their chicken nuggets, number one, and they got rid of their good barbecue sauce. The barbecue sauce they have now is garbage.
Yes,
but,
I don't use sauce with nuggets, so no.
Sorry. Well, go ahead. Sorry.
If you could be any animal, which would you choose to be?
Oh man, I don't know. Like an eagle to fly. That'd be kind of cool.
Pretty cool. Favorite childhood toy?
Probably Ninja Turtles.
Dairy Queen or Friendlies?
Ooh. My heart says Friendlies, but my gut says Dairy Queen.
What'd your mind say when I first asked the question?
It said Dairy Queen. No, it said Friendlies. Boy, it was kind of split. I'll tell you, I think I will say this. I'm going to go with Dairy Queen because I think Friendlies ice cream is overrated. I believe Friendlies food is better than Dairy Queen's food.
Yeah, all right. So we'll go strictly by ice cream.
Oh, Dairy Queen.
Okay. If you could have any superhuman power, what would it be?
There's so many. I guess flight. Can I fly fast if I can fly?
Sure. Was there any other way?
Yeah, that's true. Nobody's flying like they run, right?
No, you're not. You're not going 20 feet and running out of fucking
winded.
I had Corona. Leave me alone.
Mind control's a good one. I like David's answer. I'm changing it. I would like to be Professor X.
Okay.
But I want to be mobile. I want to be able to walk.
Yeah, well, you don't get that choice, do you? No, I guess you could. You can do mind control. You didn't have to be Professor X.
Well, he's the best, right?
If you could have dinner with any three people, dead or alive, real or fantasy.
Oh man, that's crazy. Oh, Lou Gehrig. That's actually not that hard. I would like to eat with Lou Gehrig, Jack Kirby. I think that would be cool. Man, who's somebody else I'd like to? Can I bring Jason Favik to the dinner?
Yeah, I mean, you get picked.
I really like that dude. He's such a nice guy.
And like I said, it's real or fantasy too. It doesn't have to be, dead or alive, real or fantasy.
Fantasy, it's hard to expand on fantasy though. Like I want to know, I want to learn. If I'm going to sit there with these people, I want to learn and talk. So it's hard. Can I bring
Kirby.
How
You got
about what?
You got Lou Gehrig and Jack Kirby.
Lou Gehrig, Jack Kirby, and Stone Cold. That's what I want.
All right.
Little bit of everything.
All right. That's an interesting dinner right there.
That's gonna be. I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy the show.
What would you pick for your last meal?
Oh my God, I'm changing. I'm sorry. I want Eddie Vedder there. I want Stone Cold. I want Eddie Vedder, and I want. See, Lou Gehrig. Lou's not gonna have a good time at the dinner, and I don't want to upset him. He's not gonna have a good time. He's a quiet guy. He would not. He probably wouldn't talk too much. I want Stone Cold. I want Eddie Vedder, and I want. Kirby could hang. I would bring Kirby. I think he would hang there. He would hang. Lou Gehrig was a quiet dude. Like I read about him. He was very reserved and quiet and almost shy, and you wouldn't believe it from like he was a monster, right. But
that's funny. Who got you to change your answer?
Hold on.
It's somebody in the chat, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I don't know who it was. It was, hold on. Oh, Johnny Dakota. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep.
All right. What would you pick as your last meal?
I really like ice cream.
Can
that come with it?
Yeah, I can.
All right, I want
your arm, shock you.
Okay, I want my appetizer. I want mozzarella sticks from this local place and arancini from the place next to it. It's by me.
Okay.
Tomato Cafe's arancini, and I don't remember the name of the other place. I want their mozzarella sticks. For a main course, I also want the beef nagamaki. Is that what it is? From the Chinese food place down the road. I want those three things before I start eating my real meal. And I don't know. I don't know what I know what I want. I want ham. I want turkey, mashed potatoes, stuffing, gravy, corn. I want nice rolls so I can make my sandwiches. Basically, I want that Thanksgiving meal. And dessert, I want the creamery, the farm. I forgot the name of the farm. Their ice cream, PBC squared, which is chocolate ice cream, chocolate fudge swirl, peanut butter swirl, and peanut butter cups in it. That's what I want.
That sounds delicious.
That's what I want.
All right.
Now I want it, like literally now.
If I'm in charge of your last meal, you got it, brother.
Thank you, sir. Ferris Creamery. Thank you.
Ferris.
Oh, that's my wife.
She's there to keep you straight.
Yeah. See, this is why I get a lot of advice from her when it comes to you. See, this is why.
I like the way David thinks.
I'm not a huge meat and potatoes guy.
For me, it would be, I would actually want the biggest ribeye I could get. I don't need the bone, and a baked potato with all the fixings.
So you would take a ribeye over a filet?
Oh yeah, there's
really?
so much more flavor. So much more flavor. You need the fat and
the tender filet.
A good ribeye, especially one of those Kobe beef ribeyes.
Oh well, those are like ultra special.
Yeah, exactly. And they melt in your mouth just as much. You get so much flavor because of the marbleization in there. It absorbs this flavor and the salt and the seasonings. But you get a filet melts in your mouth, but it doesn't taste like anything.
See, I disagree. But then again, I haven't eaten all over the cow. I went to my buddy got married, and we went down to Orlando for his bachelor party, and we went to a really good steakhouse down there. And everyone at the table got a filet except one. My buddy Carl got a T-bone, and you would have thought he was like a T-Rex eating off the like.
Yeah, that's why I don't like the bone. So I like New York strip or ribeye. Those are my two favorites.
I take the ribeye over the New York.
Yeah, but that over mashed potatoes and turkey.
Dude, I love it. I love it.
When you were 6 years old, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Veterinarian.
Really?
Hmm.
What happened there?
Life. My daughter wants to be a veterinarian now. She was talking about it yesterday, and a doctor. I'm like, oh, you could go ahead.
Nice. Yeah, you gonna pay for that school?
No, loans. No. You know what? Everything's gonna be free, right?
Yeah,
Everything's
right.
free by then.
Yeah, by then it will be.
Sure, everything's free.
Do you prefer going to the pool for the day or the beach?
The beach. Ooh, where? Where are we talking? There's a huge difference. Are we talking New England, like where you are? Or are we?
Yeah, if you're going to Long Island Sound, or are you going to the pool?
I'm going to the pool. I want to be able to enjoy the water, and like we go up to Rhode Island every year,
Yeah,
and it's fun. It's great. But I've also been in like the Carolina beaches where it's like warm and you don't have to get out of the water.
yeah.
And
Down in Florida.
I think I'd be the beach, maybe both. I mean, it's rocky in New England though.
Yeah.
You go down the Caribbean. Come on.
See, I hate the sand. I hate the sand. It gets everywhere. It pisses me off.
It comes off with water, dude.
It gets everywhere. There's just places that there shouldn't be sand that it gets in.
Can you get water in those places?
Well, those don't hurt like paper, like sandpaper when you walk. So you're saying if it's within an hour drive, you're going to the pool.
If I have a choice, yeah. I do love the beach. I'd rather lay on the beach, But when it comes to the water, if that's what we're talking about, I'll always take the beach over a pool. How's that? But if I'm going in the water, I'm going down south.
Yeah. Or you're going to the pool.
Yeah. Or I'm in the pool.
All right. And the last question. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate this interview?
This was a 10. Come on. That was 15 already?
Yeah, it's 15 already. Yeah. I
Whoa.
go like that, man. I mean, what are you going to do?
That was quick.
So, man, we've been chopping it up, man, for an hour and 15 minutes. I'm sure you and I could probably chop it up and shoot the shit for another 2 hours if we wanted to.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going live in 15 minutes.
Yeah, right. So Gary is going live. So we'll start with this. So in the description of the video, you will find a link to Gary's YouTube channel. You'll find a link to Gary's Instagram channel on the top, as well as he's also listed as one of the friends of the channel down below. Make sure you go to his channel, follow him, subscribe. I don't tell you guys. He's, you guys know who this man is, and if you're not subscribed already, then that's just a lapse in judgment, I guess. So go to his channel, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that when he goes live with videos like tonight, that he's going on at 8:30 to do an unboxing, you'll get notified. And yeah, so you know what, Gary, this is the point of the show where I say, tell everybody what you're doing, what you got going on your channel. If you got something to sell, now's the time to do it.
Whoa. It looks like my channel. I'm the only one here. All right. So I am going live in like 15 minutes. This is the Tyler Kirkham mystery box. I don't remember what I could possibly get. I know it was $250, but I don't know what I could get. Oh, what'd you say? There could be a sketch on a Funko?
Yeah, he had some Funkos that had commissions on them, and he had some other books where he did random commissions and stuff that you could win. And then,
so today's video on my channel happened to be a Q&A video. Yeah. But I'm putting out a midweek video tomorrow. Check this out. So tomorrow's short 4-minute quick video. I bought a collection. I don't know if you watched the video, that collection in Virginia.
I did not.
Okay, so I bought a collection. I drove out to Virginia. I bought a collection. Tomorrow, I'm going to show the Amazing Spider-Man books that I sent to CGC, 10 of them. Thursday's video, because I do videos Mondays and Thursdays, Thursday's video is actually going to be that CGC unboxing. So you get to see the raw books tomorrow.
Nice.
Thursday's the unboxing. See, every collection, it's a story beginning to end. We're getting in the middle now because I did the same thing with an Uncanny X-Men submission and a 50-book pre-screen. But you'll get all that information in the video. And then I don't know.
That box.
The what?
Dave's claiming that mystery box.
The mystery box or the Spidey? He has all the Spider-Mans that I'm going to open up this week. But that's it. I think I have like a lot of unboxings. I got the X-Men one. I have a pre-screen. You ready for this? This is a good one. The books just came back today. I have not opened them yet. So one collection I bought had 2 PGX books in it.
Really?
Had an ASM 129 and an ASM 50.
Really?
So first Punisher is the 129, first Kingpin is the 50. I cracked them, sent them to Erod, did a video, talked about them, cracked them, showed them on camera, sent them to Erod. Erod sent them back, filmed the after, sent them off to CGC. I don't know the grades. They're right over there. And it just came today. I'm going to open it up, put all the pieces of the video together, and you're going to see the process of a PGX book, the grade, off, cleaned, pressed, back, off to CGC, and back.
What about your party on Friday?
Oh my God.
You got the chat.
You guys are better than me. Friday is my next live show other than tonight, which is going to be the Christmas Spectacular Extravaganza giveaway. I got Jay coming on. I've got Maddie Forge coming on, both guys from Pressable Deffects. And we're just going to give away a ton of stuff. I think Jem's coming on. So
awesome.
we are going to be busy Friday night, 8 o'clock Eastern time. It's a busy week. Christmas is coming. So we're going to try to get some gifts out to people. I doubt they'll have them by Christmas, the way the mail is, especially here. But you'll get them at sometime before New Year's. So a lot of stuff. I've got some cool stuff. I've got Brittany from CGC mailed me a couple packs of those window bags from CGC. We're going to give those out. Those are cool for signatures. I don't know if you've seen those.
Yeah, instead of making your own, you're talking about to have them to submit the signature.
Yeah, so those, I'm going to give some of those out. I've got some slabs. I got some raw stuff. I got old school packs of cards I'm going to give out that came in this latest collection that I still have to do a video on. I got the books right there. I've got a Spider-Man thing I have to give away. There's a pile of stuff over there. We're going to give away some prints, some unclaimed prizes from all year. So there's going to be a whole bunch of stuff. That's Friday night. That's the Christmas video. That's going to be a lot of fun. I know we're all dressing up. We're all going to be in our Christmas attire, just like you guys. And
what time is that? Show Friday?
What
time is the show Friday?
8 o'clock Eastern.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds like fun. I'm definitely in. I'll be in
hopefully within a month, I'll get another room tour video. We'll see what happens with this Joker statue. That's what I'm waiting on.
All right. Well, hey, I appreciate you being on, man. This has been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Thank you for finally giving me time. Next time, I'm not going to tell you what the theme of the show is, so you don't make videos about it ahead of time.
Please. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Like I said, guys, in the description of this video, you will find link to Gary's Instagram, to Gary's YouTube channel. Make sure you follow him, sub him up. If you haven't already, you're missing out. You got to have that notification bell, so when he does random videos, live stuff, you get notified and you can jump on. There's always a ton of knowledge, a ton of stuff to talk about, and Gary's very generous with the community. He gives away a lot of stuff. So thank you. As well, in the description, you'll find friends of the show, NY Warriors, Gary's there, Lords of the Long Box, Keep It Thoro, Joker, M21 with the East Meets West, Erod, the Master Presser, Pressable Deffects, Spine Ticks, Aegis of Alaska, all friends with our show. And you can find their links, their YouTube links in the description. So, Gary, thanks for being on, man.
Thanks for having me. This was a good way to close out the year. I got to ask you, though, did we hit records? Did we do what we were supposed to do here?
I don't know. I have to see. I think it's more views like throughout for the whole video.
Okay.
So we get a lot of watch backs over the next day or so.
All right.
People who can watch it live. So we'll double check that. We'll see if you broke the record or not.
I'm trying.
We'll try to announce that on Friday.
There you go. I brought my secret weapon. I brought crazy stuff here.
Yeah, look at that.
So Millennium Puzzle. People know. People know.
Just when you think you know somebody.
Yes, when you think.
But yeah, like I said, Gary, I consider you a good friend. I appreciate you coming on.
Absolutely.
Appreciate everything you do for the community. It's always a ton of fun. I appreciate being on your auctions, and I love having fun in the chat, no matter whether it's an auction or a live show. So thanks a lot, everybody. Happy holidays. I don't think I'm going to be on another live show, at least not on our channel this year. I'll return next year with Live with the Kranky Canadian, rebooted and hopefully with new graphics and stuff. We got some new logos. We got a great local artist made this logo, but he even revised it. Alex Garcia _ illustrator on Instagram. He actually made logos for me, Dave, and Everett, and these things are freaking awesome. I mean, it nails us to a T. So look out for that. And so that's all I got. And Gary, thanks again on behalf of 3 Men in the Basement and Very Gary Comics, on behalf of Dave in the Cave, Everett Otto. I am Roger Levesque, aka the Cranky Canadian. What I always say, the most valuable thing you can give to me is your time. Thank you for giving me a little of your time. Have a great night and have a great holiday, everybody.